Deep beneath the frozen wastelands of Antarctica, a team of scientists made a discovery. They were not prepared for what they found. In a hidden cave, untouched for millennia, lay a secret that could rewrite history. The team, led by Dr. Anya Petrova, had been excavating a newly discovered network of geothermal caves. These caves, warmed by volcanic activity, were a beacon of life in the icy wilderness, but they held something more. As they ventured deeper into the cave system, the air grew warmer, the silence more profound. The ice walls gave way to smooth, obsidian-like rock. It was here they found it, a massive, perfectly circular archway sealed shut by a wall of ice. A sense of awe and unease descended upon the team. The archway was clearly artificial, its smooth, featureless surface at odds with the rough-hewn cave. What secrets lay beyond? Who or what had built this place? Whispers of ancient civilizations, long lost to time, filled the air. Theories, once dismissed as the stuff of legend, now seemed terrifyingly real. Could this be evidence of a technologically advanced civilization that predated our own? The ice itself seemed to hum with an unseen energy. Readings from Dr. Petrova's instruments were off the charts. There was something here, something powerful, something unknown. The team, their faces illuminated by the cold light of their headlamps, pressed on. The discovery sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Some, like Dr. Eric von Daniken, saw it as confirmation of his long-held beliefs. Could this be the work of extraterrestrial visitors, their technology leaving its mark on our planet eons ago? Others pointed to the myths and legends of ancient cultures filled with tales of gods and advanced civilizations that vanished without a trace. Could this be Atlantis or Lemuria, rising from the icy depths? The possibilities were as endless as they were unsettling. The very foundations of our understanding of history, of humanity itself, were called into question. The world held its breath, waiting for answers. Geologists studying the composition of the archway were baffled. The material was like nothing they had ever encountered, incredibly dense yet strangely light, with an almost metallic sheen. Analysis revealed traces of unknown elements defying the periodic table. The ice surrounding the archway was also an enigma. It was ancient, dating back millions of years, yet perfectly preserved, as if frozen in time. Within its crystalline structure, they found microscopic particles, their origin and purpose a complete mystery. The Earth was speaking, but in a language we did not yet understand. Each new piece of data only deepened the mystery, pushing the boundaries of our knowledge further. Section 5. Frozen in Time's Grip. The discovery in Antarctica echoed other chilling finds from the frozen archives of our planet. In the permafrost of Siberia, the perfectly preserved remains of mammoths, frozen solid for tens of thousands of years, hinted at a cataclysmic event. High in the Himalayas, ancient monasteries held cryptic scrolls, speaking of a time when the gods walked the earth. These tales, once dismissed as mere myth, now took on a new, unsettling significance. Was there a connection between these scattered pieces of the past? Were we witnessing the remnants of a forgotten history, one that had been erased from our collective memory? Section 6. A world on the precipice. As news of the discovery spread, a sense of unease gripped the world. The headlines were filled with speculation and the air was thick with anxiety. People gathered in public spaces discussing the implications of what had been found. Conversations were dominated by fear and curiosity as everyone tried to make sense of the unfolding events. Governments scrambled to control the flow of information, holding emergency press conferences and deploying security personnel to maintain order. The halls of power were abuzz with frantic activity as leaders sought to reassure their citizens while grappling with the enormity of the situation. Policies were hastily drafted and contingency plans were put into motion. Meanwhile, religious leaders grappled with the theological implications. In places of worship, clergy engaged in deep conversations, trying to reconcile their faith with the new reality. Sermons took on a somber tone as congregations sought solace and understanding. The spiritual fabric of society was being tested like never before. The very fabric of society seemed to tremble. In cities around the globe, the atmosphere was charged with tension. Public spaces, once bustling with life, now felt heavy with uncertainty. People moved with a sense of urgency, their faces etched with worry. The world was on edge, teetering on the brink of a profound transformation. What would it mean if the history we were taught was a lie? In classrooms, students and teachers alike questioned the very foundations of their knowledge. Historical books and maps were scrutinized as the past was re-examined in light of the new discovery. The quest for truth became a collective endeavor as society sought to understand its true origins. If we were not alone in the universe, what then? The night sky, once a source of wonder, now held new significance. People gazed up at the stars, contemplating the possibility of otherworldly life. The cosmos seemed both vast and intimate as humanity pondered its place in the grand scheme of things. Or worse, if we were descended from something not of this earth. The questions were endless, the answers elusive. Ancient artifacts and cave paintings were reinterpreted, and DNA strands were analyzed with renewed interest. The search for clues took on a feverish intensity as the mystery deepened. Fear and uncertainty spread like a virus, infecting every corner of society. Supermarket shelves were emptied in a frenzy of panic buying, and people donned masks as a precaution against the unknown. The collective psyche was gripped by a sense of impending doom as the world braced for what was to come. Fueled by speculation and conspiracy theories, the situation grew more chaotic. Online forums buzzed with wild theories, and news anchors debated the latest developments. Misinformation spread rapidly, adding to the confusion and fear. The line between fact and fiction blurred as people struggled to discern the truth. The world held its breath, waiting for the next revelation. Time seemed to stand still as the collective anticipation reached a fever pitch. Empty streets at dusk painted a haunting picture of a world in suspense as the clock ticked on, marking the passage of an uncertain era. Poised on the brink of an unknown future, humanity faced a moment of reckoning. The horizon stretched out before them, vast and empty, symbolizing the uncharted territory that lay ahead. It was a time of both fear and hope, as the world stood at the precipice of a new dawn. The ice had been broken, revealing the hidden depths beneath. The discovery had shattered the surface of what was known, exposing a reality that was both terrifying and exhilarating. The world was forever changed, as humanity grappled with the implications of what lay beneath the ice. And what lay beneath was both terrifying and exhilarating. The mysterious object under the ice held secrets that could alter the course of history. As colorful auroras danced in the sky, the world watched with bated breath, knowing that the journey into the unknown had only just begun. Section 7. The silence of the experts. Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of the discovery was the silence from those in positions of authority. The experts, who were usually the first to speak out, were conspicuously quiet. Their silence was deafening, creating an atmosphere of unease and suspicion. It was as if they had been instructed to keep their findings to themselves, to not share what they knew with the public. Governments refused to comment, citing national security concerns. Politicians dodged questions, their usual confidence replaced with a nervous reluctance. The corridors of power were filled with whispers and closed-door meetings, but no official statements were made. The lack of transparency only fueled the growing sense of dread among the populace. Scientific institutions, usually eager to share their findings, remained tight-lipped. Laboratories that once buzzed with activity were now eerily silent. Researchers who had dedicated their lives to the pursuit of knowledge were now hesitant to speak. The usual channels of scientific communication had been shut down, leaving a void where information once flowed freely. Even Dr. Petrova and her team, once so eager to share their discovery with the world, had retreated into a veil of secrecy. Their groundbreaking research, which had the potential to change everything, was now hidden away. The team that had once been so open and collaborative was now isolated and guarded, their work shrouded in mystery. Their reports were classified, their communications monitored. Every email, every phone call was scrutinized. The flow of information was tightly controlled, with only a select few having access to the full picture. The secrecy was suffocating, creating an environment of paranoia and distrust. It was as if the world had chosen to look away, afraid of what it might find. This silence spoke volumes. The media, usually quick to report on scientific breakthroughs, was strangely quiet. Headlines that should have been front-page news were buried or ignored. The public, sensing the unease, turned away, preferring the comfort of ignorance over the fear of the unknown. It suggested that something profound had been uncovered, something that challenged the very foundations of our understanding of the world. The implications of the discovery were too great, too disruptive. It was a truth that those in power were not ready to face, a reality that they were determined to keep hidden at all costs. And it was something that those in power were determined to keep hidden. The silence of the experts was not just a lack of communication, it was a deliberate act of suppression. The truth was out there, but it was buried under layers of secrecy and denial. The world was left in the dark, waiting for the day when the silence would finally be broken. Section 8. A future shrouded in ice. As the years passed, the discovery in Antarctica faded from public consciousness. The initial excitement and curiosity that once gripped the world slowly dissipated. Headlines that once screamed of groundbreaking revelations were now just yellowing pages in forgotten archives. The initial shock gave way to a dull acceptance of the unknown. People became indifferent, their attention diverted to more immediate concerns. The mystery of the ancient city beneath the ice became just another unsolved puzzle in the annals of history. The world moved on, or at least pretended to. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, the extraordinary discovery was relegated to the background. People went about their routines, seemingly unaffected by the monumental find that once captivated their imaginations. But the questions remained, buried beneath the surface like the ancient city itself. Researchers and scientists continued their work, driven by an insatiable curiosity. What secrets lay hidden beneath the ice? What stories did the ancient city hold? What secrets lay hidden behind that icy wall? The massive ice wall stood as a barrier, both physical and metaphorical, to the truths that lay beyond. It was a reminder of the vast unknowns that still awaited discovery. What did it mean for humanity? The implications of the discovery were profound. Scholars and thinkers pondered the potential impact on our understanding of history, civilization, and our place in the universe, and what else might be buried beneath the vast, unforgiving ice of Antarctica. The continent, with its expansive ice fields and deep crevasses, held many more secrets. Each layer of ice was a chapter in Earth's history, waiting to be read. The future, once bright with promise, now seemed shrouded in uncertainty. The darkening sky over the icy landscape mirrored the growing doubts and fears. What challenges and revelations lay ahead? The ice had been broken, but the mysteries it unleashed were far from solved. As structures emerged from the melting ice, new questions arose. Each discovery led to more enigmas, deepening the mystery. And as the world warmed and the ice continued to melt, one could only wonder what other secrets would be revealed. The melting ice caps and flowing waters hinted at more discoveries to come. The story of Antarctica was far from over, and the future held many more surprises. Section 9. Antarctica's enigma endures. The discovery in Antarctica stands as a stark reminder of how little we truly know about our planet and our place within its vast history. It is a chilling testament to the power of the unknown and the enduring allure of the mysteries that lie hidden beneath the surface. As we venture further into the 21st century, we do so with a newfound awareness of the fragility of our knowledge and the humbling realization that we are but one chapter in a story that began long before us and will continue long after we are gone. And somewhere beneath the ice, Antarctica's secrets endure.